Welcome back, everybody. It's Joey again, Vegas D-Tech. Thank you for joining me today. I got a good one for you here. Lately we've been, distracted with all the new stuff that's coming out here between the Deus 2 and the Legend. And it just seems like, with all of this stuff rolling out, we tend to, or we have the ability to forget and take for granted all the great machines that we currently have here in our home. And today I just wanted to, pay homage to the things that have gotten me to this point and the machines that I currently own, why I still love them. And I want to make a series on the detectors that I have, why I bought them, the reasons that I bought them, the reasons that I still have them, and the reasons that I still use them. Now, yes, the new stuff is coming out, and that's great, but you know what? That stuff can wait because I have a lot of good stuff already. And just to show appreciation for the machines that I currently have, I wanted to make this series for you. So if you guys like that information, stay tuned. We'll be right back. Alright guys, welcome back again. So today guys, like I said, I wanted to go ahead and take a look at the machines that I currently have, and I wanted to pay homage to the machines that currently are sitting on my wall that I routinely take out. I don't have the Deus 2, don't know if I'll be able to get that anytime soon, not even sure that I want it. The Legend looks nice, but you know what, the more I see people use it out there, the more it seems like just the same old thing that I currently have right now. Yeah, it's got a little bit of features, this and that, but for me guys, from what I'm seeing out there, I don't see guys pulling out a whole bunch of crazy stuff out of the ground, and I really don't think it's going to be any better than what you currently have. Yeah, it's nice to have new stuff, but you know what? I have some pretty great stuff already. So anyways, the first thing I wanted to show you guys is one of my most precious machines that I currently have here, and this is going to be the Minelab X-terra 705. Now, this right here was probably the very first detector that I considered to be like a professional detector. All the other detectors that I had were like, the Technetics. I think Technetics, the Tesoros, the Beep and Go Tesoros and the Technetics were like the first guys that I had, because I was new to the hobby and I didn't really know anything about anything, and I didn't want to spend a whole bunch of money, and I had no idea how much detectors cost. And watching when I first heard about this detector, I started paying attention to Jerry. There was a guy named Jerry. He was a metal detectorist on YouTube. And man, I tell you what, the first thing that really got me into this thing was the tones. I mean, coming from Technetics and that real clickety, clackety, beepy type of a tone, when I came over to this, man, I heard those polyphonic flutes. That really was like, wow, that's so pleasing. That's so new. That's so innovative, And it made me pay attention more. And before the whole advent of the vertical, style boxes that are mounted like this now, this was like one of the last styles that I saw there with the horizontal design. And I really like the layout of this really well. The interface, where it has all the buttons on it, where every single button performs a duty, and you don't have to like hit a button and scroll and hit another button and scroll. Here it was like every feature had a button, and it was right there for you, one click away, and I really liked that interface. I thought it was really, intuitive. And then of course the big numbers. That's one thing I really loved about it, was the very big numbers. I liked that idea of the numbers in a circle in the center. I loved it, the separation, the graphics that had the segments on it. I really loved that. And also the next thing I really liked about it was the hand, the hand bar. Yeah, I didn't really like the S bars. Yeah, all of my old detectors had that S bar design. I really thought that was like old fashioned. And then when I seen this new style with the pistol grip type of upright bar where the box was over your hand, I really loved that design, man. And yeah, definitely wanted to get this box when I saw this machine laid out this way. Also was really nice was the backlight feature. None of my other ones had a backlight. This was the only one, the first one that I had, that was really cool with that blue backlight, so that I can actually hunt later in the evening if the dusk comes around, especially in summer. I don't like going out to the parks, man. There is no way that I'm going to be out at the parks. Anything over 100, forget about it. I'm not going outside. 110, 111, you could really forget about that. So it's going to have to be late in the evenings, the last hour before dusk. I might be able to go out there and, endure it a little bit. And if it gets too dark, that blue backlight was really a nice little option there. The big loud speaker on the back, that thing was really great for on windy days if you didn't want to run with headphones. big loud speaker could fight through that wind and you could hear everything loudly. And speaking about windy days, the headphone jack. Now, before we had wireless headphone technology, you know, you needed to have some form of headphones, and the headphones actually performed two duties. You know, it of course let you hear sound, but also it protected your ear like a wind barrier during the real cold days in the winter. Yeah, it kept your ears warm, so definitely had that option right there. Loved it. And then, you know, some of you guys might think, you know, the AA batteries, because this thing runs on AA, and a lot of people think, oh, man, that's old technology, man. You know, nobody wants to run on AA's, but to be honest with you, you know, you can go out there and notice that you didn't charge your detector, and you're down to like half, and you could just, I've seen YouTube, you know, channels where the guy runs out of battery, and he says, I got to go, I got to cut this video short. Whereas, you know, I mean, you're never too far if you're in city parks to run down to a 7-Eleven and pop 2 more batteries in there, and that'll last you forever, man. At least 10, 12, 16 hours on just 2 batteries, the way I detect, and that was great. Next thing I liked on this, man, that was really pleasing was the coil. The stock coil on the gold pack was the 18.75 double D, and this was a really funky, unique little coil. You know, it was closed design. This was the first closed design that I've ever seen, because all the other coils that I had were like concentric, and you could see, you know, you could see the actual circles around it, and then of course the double D's where the, you know, the spar was right down the center. And this one here had nothing down the center, and it wasn't a concentric, and it just had this weird design. I was like, wow, this is really going to get hard to get used to, but I liked it because it was so light, man, that you could swing this thing all day, and you never even felt like you were ever impacted, you know. So definitely liked that coil. And also, I didn't even know until later on, as I started getting, you know, more acclimated with the machine, that there were other frequencies that this machine could detect in. You know, I mean, I didn't know nothing about multi-frequency, none of that. But yeah, just by merely changing the coil on this here, you had the option of running the machine in different frequencies. And that's when I, you know, took a look at the Mars coil here. And the Mars coil was cool because it came in 3 type of frequencies. You could just pick 2, the 3 kilohertz, 7.5 kilohertz, and the 18.75. And since I already had the 18.75 kilohertz coil, I went ahead and chose the 3 and 7.5, and all you got to do there is just take the battery and reverse it where it's red, and then reverse it where it's green, and just by those 2 right there, I get it kind of mixed up. I believe the red is going to be the lower frequency and the green the higher. I'm not really too sure, but nevertheless, yes, you can switch your frequency and confirm it in the box. When you turn it on, it'll actually say, you know, low, medium, and high on the box there to let you know what frequency you're in. So yeah, man, you know, the ability to change your frequencies was another option to me that made me really appreciate the detector and make me you know, want to keep this machine. So yeah, in a nutshell, guys, these are the reasons why I chose this 705 detector. I purchased it like 3 times, and you know, life gets the best of you sometimes, and you don't get to go out so often. And before I even had a YouTube channel, all I just wanted to do was just detect. And this guy right here, man, was one of my first loves. It found my very first, you know, precious gem, which was like a blue amethyst heart, which was half platinum, half gold. And yeah, I remember the park. I remember the exact spot that I found it, and I remember this machine hitting that sweet tone, that sweet flute that got me right over it. And I pulled it out, and I was like, man, that's like a high school prom girlfriend. You can never give that up. So anyways, guys, man, that's my rendition and rundown of the Xterra 705, why I bought it, what was the reasons why I loved it in the beginning, the reasons why I still love it. I would still take this thing out any day of the week. I don't really care. I'm not that much of a tech nerd that I have to get all deep into swing speeds and iron bias, this and that. I just like the spirit of the hunt. You know, drop me off at a park, man. Give me a decent machine with a lot of power in it, something to drink, and you know what? I'll come back with something, or I'll come back with a happy day. So guys, that's the reason why the 705 will always stay in my arsenal. So anyways, folks, hey man, I'm not gonna waste any more of your guys' time. I have a whole series of these that I want to do, giving you the reasons why I have the detectors that I have, what made me like them in the first place, and This is the Xterra 705. So guys, hey, it's Joey again. You're watching Vegas D-Tech. Thank you so much, man. If you haven't already, please like, subscribe, leave a comment down below. Give me your thoughts on this machine right here. Would you buy it? Do you like it? And hey, I'll catch you guys in the next upload. You guys be well. Take it easy.